I think it will be not only simplistic, but exceedingly foolish for anyone to expect that the APC government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu would be interested in an electoral reform that would ensure transparency in the electoral process. This is a government that is the beneficiary of an electoral heist. I say that full-chested. I say that as the person who was charged with the duty of collecting from EC8A, from INEC in Lagos State. And I say without equivocation that Segun Agbaje, the then INEC commissioner in Lagos State, could not produce a single from EC8A. Not one could be produced because the entire result in Lagos State was a fraud. And that is the basis upon which the man sits in office, and you expect him to reform. But I expect that the Nigerian people, who are the victims of this gross abuse of powers and gross abuse of processes, have every right to demand these reforms, and they should. If that includes trooping onto the street peacefully, if I may underline, to make those demands, we should. But we should not. The power is not served a la carte. Even Bulaba said so. You grab it, you snatch it, you run with it. But it is the right of citizens to expect to be given the power to vote and decide who rules them. And we should be making that demand very clearly.
What I'm hearing from Abia, is it the same thing with Rivers today? It's not. Even that of Anambra, is it the same thing? It's not. So let us not go back. Are we not supposed to move forward? And when Tinubu have gone wrong, be man enough to say, yes, Tinubu, this one, no, it's not part of the democracy you told us you fought for. I don't see anything here that somebody is telling me you are going back to history. What is the history here? We are talking of a state capture, which we never saw under PDP. Tinubu came in now and he was rampaging everywhere. I just told you now about the judiciary, the legislature, which everybody in Nigeria knows that Tinubu have pocketed all of them. Is that democracy, Moses? Is that democracy? Where is Tinubu taking this country to? Because he felt that nobody can challenge him, Abi. This thing can cause problems if care is not taken. Because whatever Tinubu has done in office so far is undemocratic. He has never done anything that can say, yes, he got it right here. He said they should go and get him Anambra. They have already gotten a dosage for him. You know, all the elections that have conducted under Tinubu, mention anyone that is fair and fair. No. Yet he's claiming that he's a Democrat. What is democratic about all these things? Mr. Moses, so, you are empowering one person, to be the godfather of a river state, deciding how many local government they will give him. Can you just imagine? You are telling me that you will give him all these local government as if it's his own property. You are sharing it, Abi. I pity for Nigerians. I thank God. I was never wrong in criticizing Tinubu. I thank God.
All right. Your trusted allies that you built over the years, people are now in power, selling slots. If not, if I am wrong, bring out on what merit did Ali Macaulay become NISTF director, whatever you people put her there. People are not ashamed. Shabina, before I know the APC, una the verse say I know the APC at the talk. I don't join them. So announcement, yo, our party APC is giving criminals slots. If you know you're a criminal, come out with your full shares. My father's government is encouraging them. Return better Edu now. Bring better Edu back. What is the essence of chasing better Edu away? Let better Edu and Ali Macaulay, let them come and compete. Who can steal public funds? Since this government is shameless, or people don't even have an idea of what you're supposed to do. Papa Jagaban, this was not the agreement. The agreement was for you to bring people who can work, people who can revamp this economy, people who can give Nigeria hope, people who can give Nigeria strength, people who can give our youth hope, and let them believe and still have faith in their motherland. No, this government is about a cabal of rich people who can buy slots, who get money passed to donate, who get money passed to fund the election. Now them when they compensate. So what is left? Come out with your full chest. Nothing do all of una. If EFCC owe you, DM me, I go come meet you for EFCC. Let EFCC all the criminals. Now, let me shock people. You see this Mani Macaulay? She was the same person who said it on social media that our youths are into drugs. Now, when they take drugs, that is when they come to social media to say all sort of rubbish and nonsense. That's the same person that has been giving NSITF, Abiki, what did they call it? Slots to go and manage funds. Do you know what NSITF is? or whatever. Do you know what it is? Where different companies must put a specific amount of money Oh, let us be ah, First Lady of Federal Republic of Nigeria, leave agriculture and begin to check the people that are in your husband's cabinet. Ah, what? Me, I don't join APC. If they don't celebrate me, I go welcome myself to the party. So if you want to, if you are a criminal, don't be ashamed again. There's no point we going up and down again and preaching hope and unity in this country anymore. There's no point we telling our youth to go and read. Education is important because obviously all the education now, now people will be crime pass, people will be steal pass, people will get confidence that nothing will happen. Now then the government now. So my fellow youth, please, any crime that you are doing, stop hiding your face. Come out. My father's government is encouraging them.
President Tinubu, you are going to give scholarship to students in St. Lucia. Students in public schools in the FCT have been at home since February. I mean, does that make sense? Does that make sense? We've not been able to resolve an impasse. The states of public schools in Nigeria, they're dying. They are being relegated to the background. And for Nigerians that like to compare, let me compare you with Rwanda today. While public schools are dying and there's a proliferation of private schools, people are leaving private schools in Rwanda because the condition of the public schools are getting better. But in the FCT, in your Korokoro doorstep, kids have been on strike and you are going to St. Lucia to give scholarships. Why don't you call whoever is in charge and say, I don't like the way kids are, let them go back to school? You can do it. The buck stops with you. President Tinubu, you are the Alashe of Nigeria. And God has given you that power. We know that. So we're going to give in the spirit of soft power, diplomacy. I mean, I can talk all that diplomacy talk from here till tomorrow. Yes, Organization of Caribbean Nations. In fact, Professor Bolaji Akiyemi was saying, you know, with all of these overtures, they might even support Nigeria if we need a place on the Security Council and all of that. You know, we're trying to postulate the benefits of this. You know, 1/3 of Nigerians were taken to St. Lucia and slavery. We can talk all of that speak. But I just went for the principle of Falano.
Do you see me smiling at you?
I see you smiling at me.
Because there's particular indices in this country that unify us. We are divided religious, tribal, and ethnic line for a very long time. For me in particular, who I'm from a northern part of this country, and I've seen how the decay in the system have been. I've been a presidential candidate, I've been a chairman of all political parties and all, and I know the historical background of this country. This is an opportunity to unite this particular country, and Peter Obi is a unifier. Let me give you an example. A lot of our brothers and sisters in the southeast feel annihilated and deny the right to put in place leadership. Let's assume now all of us now agree and say, Excellency Peter Obi, take the mantle of leadership. Do you know what that means? It's a single unifying factor that can unite the country within a short period of time. Just that announcement and allowing him or supporting him to become president. Do you know the number of people that would have come back into this economy? Most of the people who have traveled out of the country, both of them are technical academicians. Everybody will want to come back just because he's running for election. 12.5 million Nigerian youth registered to vote. It's a unifying factor. And if he can be able to bring the best of our Nigerians back into the country, I can tell you he can take care of economic situation, he can deal with the issue of tribal sentiment, he can deal with the issue of religion, he can deal with the issue of lack of education, because this is a man who has been able to bring his own people from the dwelling of 26th position in Y to number 1. It's a practical example. So if he has already done that within a short period of just even 1 year, you do this and put them in a practical form, he has succeeded.
Well, for me, I see them as challenges because we operate in an atmosphere of grand impunity. The rule of law is hardly observed by governments in our country. It is as if we're still under a military dictatorship in many instances. For instance, we're talking of the pardon granted by the president. What is the meaning? It is that the consequences of the offense are obliterated, cancelled completely. So you can't say, oh, whereas we convicted you, we cannot take you back. You cannot restore you. You cannot vary or modify the instrument of pardon granted by the president or the governor of a state under the Constitution. 2, nobody, no lawyer, including those who are supporting emergency rule, has pointed to any section of the Constitution that allows the president to impose a state of emergency to the extent of removing or suspending elected officials. What the president is asked to do under Section 305 of the Constitution is to impose a state of emergency, to adopt extraordinary measures to restore law and order. Nowhere is it stated that the president can suspend the governor, even for 1 day. But for me, our courts must stand up this time around. It's not about President Tinubu or Governor Fubara. We must know where we stand. We cannot operate a democratic system of government where the courts will not make pronouncements on very serious infractions of the Constitution. Otherwise, we're going to be in crisis. I mean, take for instance, in the United States of America, President Donald Trump will have turned that country into a complete third world nation. But for the courts, but for the intervention of the courts. And these cases will not have to last for 3 months, 6 months. Yeah. Because what is going on in Nigeria is that all the cases in court on the emergency rule will not be decided until the restoration of the governor. And by the time the democratic structures are now put back in place, you then be told by our court, yes, oh, these cases have become academic. The court does not engage in academic exercises. And therefore, again, we wait for the next one. In 2004, it happened. In 2006, it happened in Ekiti. Plateau in 2004. Now, it's reverse. Once the court does not define the extent of the powers of the president, when an emergency rule or a state of emergency is imposed on a state or on the entire country or on a local government, we are going to be in crisis. With respect to Lagos State, the new electoral law in Lagos State, local government administration law, is to the effect that those who have completed the term of a vice chairman, who have completed the terms of chairman, cannot contest more than once, because otherwise they would then spend like 10 or 12 years, whereas the law provides for a maximum period of 8 years. So this is the new law that has just been enacted in Lagos, and the whole idea is to reconcile the law with the constitution of the country.
Let me take this story here on page 13 of the Trust Coalition. I'm ready for single-term presidency. Obi.
It means he's been talking to some people and he has been offered that. It means he's been talking to some powerful people in the north and he has been offered that. Remember, imagine yourself being from one of the power brokers in the north, a group of them, and they say, look, what's going to happen? Should we allow this gentleman, that is the president, run his final term because we are sure that after that second term, he has to go? Whether there will be a third-term agenda, I don't know. But my mind tells me that you never know with these things. So to make it, if they do support Obi, they will be thinking that, oh, there is a possibility that if he wins, he will go for another 8 years, which will keep them in the wilderness again. So I think and Obi is in a hurry to get this job done before he's 70. He has hinted at that. So I think that Obi has been talking to some people, and he'll be saying that, look, I just want to do 4 years so that I can lay the foundation for good governance in his own mind. But these things are not covered by the Constitution. Whatever agreement, sign it, seal it, take it to the bank, take it to anywhere, signed, sealed, and delivered. You cannot tender it in court when that time comes. So the question is, will they trust Obi with that promise? We have seen, giving power, a president is a very powerful man.
Right.
So if after 2 years, he now says that he's going to do a second term, you can cry wolf all you care, but he might just totally will get away with it. So I think that he's agreeing with certain persons on this. And, well, that's the way it goes. We are still, the story of Akwa Council is here. We still are not. I spoke to somebody very, very close to him yesterday, and he couldn't even confirm to me whether Akwa Council is coming to APC. I don't know whether that was a diplomatic answer. But he couldn't confirm, and very, very close. He hasn't confirmed to me, but what we are hearing is that it has led to the exit of Ganduje, who was a former APC chairman. So that's what we have there.
Before we move on from this story, can you believe a politician who says, I'll just do one time or 4 years?
Don't even end that question. I don't believe any politician. They're all the same. I don't believe politicians. There is certain stock of people. If you were not a certain stock of people, how would you find in true conscience, you are rolling all over the town and your primary school students are not in school? I can't conceive it. I can't imagine it. And you can walk the streets and people are seeing you and it doesn't affect you in any manner. And from what we're getting from the social media, things are not easy for the workers in that place. It's amazing. I don't believe any politician, and therefore, I think this thing that whatever Obi is saying, I don't know if it will be believed. But
or is he making a proposition?
No,
maybe nobody is talking to him, or he's not talking to anybody.
No,
maybe he's just proposing that.
Sheriff, the political activity going underground is so high. Now, you think 2027 is next year. It is so high. You can almost break the tension with a pin. So yes, it's talking to certain persons. There are meetings, realignments going on, and people might be in for a shocker in 2026. A year before.
Yeah.
Forget all this. Everybody is trying to play safe. So some people, if they are asked and invited, they have to cross over. You heard what thanks to him. You have an idea of what's going on. The governor of Akwa Ibom, what is said to have said.
Let's go to Nigeria News Direct as we begin to go. Lagos flags off special inclusion scholarship for disabled vulnerable tertiary students.
Yes, so this is a good one, and I'd like you to take advantage of it. The inclusion scholarship for disabled vulnerable tertiary students. Also in the News Direct, there's a photograph here. It has the governor of Lagos fully decked in Agbada, the president fully decked in Agbada, and the first lady fully decked in, all looking nice. The caption caught my attention.
Okay.
President Bola Tinubu and First Lady Senator Luremi Tinubu received Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the President Villa recently. What did Mr. Sanwo-Olu go to do? He went there to thank the first family for their warm and thoughtful wishes on his birthday. So two things are occurring to me here. Either this is to show that all is well with the president now, because I don't know why you have to leave Lagos to now go and thank them for their, what it said, thoughtful wishes, which I think could easily have been done on the phone. So it appears all is well now between, or at least we are made to believe that all is well now, because the three of them are smiling and the president is holding his hand warmly too. So we got the message. Whoever put this, we got the message. Very quickly, I'd like to say happy birthday to Mrs. Patricia Laoye. She's 70 today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Do you know Steve Laoye?
No.
Oh, Steve Laoye? Okay. Steve Laoye is one of the doyens of the advertising industry in Nigeria. The good old Lintas and Co.
All right.
So happy birthday, Pat.